are seeing here is the application called ElectroSmart. Abe has said something to me a while ago. So what we have is these internet service providers who's enabling this radiation exposure. For those who don't know, radio frequencies, when calibrating to the right frequency, creates ionizing radiation. So whenever we're near, you see how it just dropped from 71 to 65 moderate. T-Mobile EAF1, that's our internet, right? So they're piggybacking off of our internet with these Bluetooth devices to target me with radiation. This is exactly what's going on. Now, as a targeted individual, if you download this app, I guarantee if you're connected to Wi-Fi, then in that whole neighborhood that you're in, your exposure is gonna be higher than everybody's. What I mean by that, just check this out. Look, it's creeping back up to 68, right? Now, here's the list of everybody internet that's right here near me, right? Notice mine's is at the top, T-Mobile EAF1. Notice the exposure index is the highest with mine, 67, as you can see. But everybody else's below mine, everybody else's internet around me is below my exposure index. So they use these rogue internets. You see two internets under mine. It say Mrs. T directly under that. It got hidden SSID, hidden SSID, hidden SSID. That's rogue internet they're using to attack me. And this is the trippy part. Look, they have Miss CIA. Do y'all see Xfinity? Miss CIA? Do y'all see that? Yeah. Yeah, you cut it off because I wanted to see it elevate too. So Pierre got one of these boxes. That's Wi-Fi. Where is it? She got from T-Mobile. It's up there in her room. That's the internet. Yeah, it's see, look, I'm just showing you. I know you're not really tech savvy like that when it comes to things like this. But look, yeah, I forgot what I was actually saying, but I'm trying to pick up where I think I left off at. But this explains why when we were staying in an apartment complex that we were a few years ago, they tamper with the smart meter, which I also have on my channel as well, because they're using rogue signals to generate radiation. A lot of these things, when they do this, the EMF detector is not going to pick up every signal. When it drops below a certain megahertz, we're going to need a special device to actually track and pick up these rogue signals. So we could pick them up with certain EMF detectors, but once they see we keep catching on to that, then they're going to drop it below the spectrum of what a EMF detector could read and pick up on. So I've been doing tons of research, and it's only a certain few devices that you could build for the cheap that allow you to pick up on these megahertz that's below the EMF detector, but that's below that register below the EMF detector, so the EMF detector do not detect it. If you understand what I'm saying, my bad. I just got a lot running through my mind right now, and I kind of forgot what I was saying because I just was carrying on the conversation in the background. But yeah, so absent-minded Abe, you're 100% correct. They're using these internet service providers to deliver these dangerous rogue signals to the targeted individual. And as I stated, as a targeted individual, if y'all were to download ElectroSmart, then without, I'm 100% certain that the target exposure is gonna be higher than anybody's in the entire neighborhood. I promise you. Your exposure index is always going to be higher. Then you're always going to have these rogue internets beside you as well. That's always have the hidden SSD. A lot of the time as well, you'll probably start seeing like printers. It'll say printers, like a Hewitt Packard Jetpack printer and all this old weird shit, bro. But I promise you. So the ones that's green without a doubt, is not being used to attack you. But when it gets up to here, the closer it gets, the higher it gets, they're piggybacking with all of these to attack the target. That explains why when I'm out and about in public, my attacks are far less severe than they are when I'm just being a sitting duck and in the house. When I'm in the house, it's always the worst. It's never when I'm outside that my attacks with radio frequencies are bad. It's literally always when I'm in the house that the attacks are the worst.